guys, I'm Tanya and welcome back to my channel, The Donkey Business. Today I'm here to recommend a few shows that you can binge watch in a weekend. I am honestly not a part of shows that have too many seasons because it's very time consuming, but I have some amazing, very light-hearted but also like intense recommendations from the genre of limited series, and I am very excited to tell you guys about it. So here is my list. The first show that I want to talk about is a show that I watched when I was sick. It's eye-opening, it's hilarious, it's available on Netflix and it's called Mania. It's about a party-loving foodie who lives a fast life in a fast lane. Imagine that life grinds to a halt with a major health scare. I am talking about Liv, who is the main protagonist of the show and is played by the amazing Celeste Barber. The show is actually from Australia, and honestly I'm not a very big fan of Australian shows because I don't think they have great cinema, but I was very surprised with this one and I really liked watching it. So basically what happens to her is she comes to her town to like meet her parents and all of that, and that's when she goes through a health scare. Now to go back, she needs to be properly okay, for which she has to go through a lot of changes in her diet. Life is definitely not rainbows for her. She goes through a lot of ups and downs, and the series is basically about her life and what she goes through, and it's very clumsy. Also, she's a journalist who writes about food, so a lot of stuff goes into what she eats, kind of people she hangs out with, what are the things she does. It's about self-discovery, friendship, and learning to love yourself. Is it a perfect show? Maybe not. Some episodes lean a bit heavy on the satire, but if you're looking for a show that's funny, thought-provoking, and just plain entertainment, Mania is definitely a binge-worthy show and I highly recommend it. The next show that I want to talk about is also in a similar genre. It's called Survival of the Thickest, which is also available on Netflix. It's about a sassy stylist named Mavis, played by the hilarious Michelle, who gets dumped by her cheating boyfriend and business partner. But instead of wallowing, Mavis decides to rewrite her narrative. She's done with toxic relationships and ready to reclaim her love, life, and self-worth. Survival of the Thickest isn't just a rom-com. It's a celebration of black women finding their power, flaws, and all of that. Also, the characters are written very well. The comedy is nice. Some lines are great. She's acted well. I think it's a proper package of a show you want to watch after a heavy day of work and finish it over the weekend. This is the perfect show for that. Add it to your list and I am sure that you're gonna love it so much. The next show that I want to talk about is from Japan, is also available on Netflix and is called Million Yen Women. It is a show that blends suspense, comedy, and a dash of a bizarre. So it's basically about the struggling novelist, and his father is a murderer who killed his wife. So basically the novelist does not have parents and he lives alone, and mysteriously a group of like 5-6 girls are invited anonymously to live in his house, pay high rent. They are also told that they might be killed over time, and they still do it. Why do they do that? I don't want to say because it's in the show and it's like so good. Every episode is like so mysterious and there is a story of every girl plus what they're going through in that house. It's not like a torturous house or something, but there's a lot of drama, a lot of politics, a lot of money involved. It's very dark and it shows like dark side of almost everything. I learned a lot through the show. So yeah, highly recommend it if you're into something which is Japanese and is like mysterious and thrilling and you want to watch it in a weekend, then Million Yen Women is the perfect show for you. The next show that I want to talk about is called Firefly Lane, which is also available on Netflix, and it's 2 seasons. It's a bit long and I finished it in a week, but honestly it is so good. I went through every emotion while watching it. It's about 2 best friends who are friends since like they were like 5 or 6 years old, and they have been friends till their 40s. So the show is basically about their journey of friendship, the drama they go through, and the kind of power they have between them, because one is like doing very well in her career but is lonely. One is like doing okay in her career but has a loving husband. Then she goes through a divorce. Then she has to deal with her kids, and this woman is just like climbing her career ladder but making so many mistakes personally. At one point or the other, you will resonate with one of the characters, and that's the beauty of the show. I really enjoyed watching it. I think the acting is great, the writing is nice. By the end of it, I think I got a bit bored and it was too emotional, but thank God they didn't like stretch it too much. But it could be like cut short, or maybe they could have just not done that entire thing, which I don't want to mention because I want you guys to watch it. But Firefly Lane is so good. I was so hooked to it, and the next day when I woke up after finishing the show, I actually missed those girls. And add it to your list. It's available on Netflix. The next one that I want to talk about is also available on Netflix. It's called Dirty John. Honestly, there are 2 seasons and both the seasons are of different stories. It's based on true events. And I watched the first season, I liked it. I started watching the second season. I finished 2 episodes, but I did not like it personally, but you could have different choices. It's about this woman who is like an interior designer and she's doing great in her career. But what happens is that she falls in love with a con man, okay? And she's already been married 4 times and divorced. And she has 3 kids and a not so complicated family, but like a loving, nice family. And this con man is like in the face con man, like he's a walking red flag. But for some reason, she's like head over heels about him. So the story is about like how he cons her, what he does to his kids, what the kids do to him, because the kids are like a little smarter, street smart, I would say, than the mother in like recognizing such people. And it's very interesting and I enjoyed watching it. It's not a documentary, but very, very well made. In the middle 1-2 episodes, I was like, okay, this is getting boring. But then there was a twist and I was like, okay, now I'm back at it. I highly recommend it. It's called Dirty John. Watch season 1 and then see if you want to watch season 2, and you should add it to your list as well. The last one on my list is called Hijack, which is around 7 to 8 episodes available on Apple TV. Apple TV has great content. So basically, Hijack is about a hijack that happens mid-air. All the flight passengers are obviously scared when it happens by a group of 4 or 5 terrorists. But then there is one man who is super smart. He works in like this big company and his job is also like very smart and like talking to people, manipulating people and closing deals between 2 very big companies. That's his job. He tries to play with these hijackers and tries to like get everybody out of the situation. It is so good. I was at the edge of my seat and I was like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? The end was a bit Hindi film, but it is okay. There was just like the 5 minutes where I was like, oh my god, wow, they made an Indian movie style. But it was amazing. I really enjoyed watching it. It's like thrilling, it was suspenseful, it was smart. The main protagonist has done such a good job. I just finished watching it like 4 or 5 days back. It's called Hijack, available on Apple TV, and add it to your list. So these are 6 recommendations. So I think I have sorted you for 6 weekends. I will be watching a lot of more stuff and I will be recommending it to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you very soon.